Hi, this is Deana Paqua. I want to share my story with you. It's been a great desire of mine to share this story with as many people as possible. And it's been written up in articles and it's on my website, but I figured through video I might be able to reach more people. And my story is one about healing from a near-death experience. And how I used integrative medicine to heal myself, and how I experienced many miracles through the process. So, 15 years ago, I was driving home from the movies, about 5 minutes away from where I was living, kind of the typical story, and I was hit head on in a car accident. And I'll never forget that moment. I can still hear the metal crunching. It was so profound and so painful. The only way I can describe the pain is like when you stub your toe and it hurts so bad, and only this was my entire body. And at the time, I shattered both my femurs, both my legs, broke my rib cage, broke a few ribs, collapsed both my lungs, and lacerated my liver. And from what I understand now, any one of those injuries could have killed me, but it was the not breathing that almost did kill me. And thank God it didn't, as I'm sitting here now. So I'm sitting there, and I was in so much pain, and I literally bent the steering wheel. I hit my chest on it so hard. And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, do I want to die? I literally felt like I had a choice. So I was thinking, I was 30 years old at the time, and I had a corporate job as an art director and graphic designer, which I really loved. And I had a husband then, and but I realized that I hadn't helped that many people. And I was also an only child, and there was no way I could leave my parents. And I just had this deep desire, and I knew deep inside I needed to help people. And if I died then, I wouldn't have had the opportunity. So I really didn't want to go. So I just prayed really hard, and I just asked God, please help me. Please help me. I can't do this on my own. And through divine grace, there is no other way to describe it, my life was saved. And I felt this amazing energy, even though I didn't really know what energy was at the time. I just felt the crown of my head open up. All this light came in. And I just felt that God's presence was in everything. Trees, rocks, plants, animals. That everything was sacred. It was almost like this information just got downloaded into me. And I knew that no matter what happened, that everything was going to be okay. And luckily, it did work out that way, though the journey has not been easy at times. And certainly, I ended up in ICU, and I was at Danbury Hospital here in Danbury, Connecticut. I was there in ICU for 8 days. I was on a ventilator because I couldn't breathe on my own. And I went through 13 hours of surgery and recovery to put my legs back together. I had titanium rods and screws in both legs, and I had to have surgery on my liver because I ended up starting to bleed out through my liver during the surgery on my legs. So it was quite the process and the ordeal to recover, but because I believed so strongly that I was going to be okay, and I believed profoundly in my connection to God, to spirit, to the angels, to nature, where God's presence is everywhere, and I also believed in holistic and integrative medicine. I didn't receive integrative care because it wasn't really a part of the medical system at that time. Thank goodness now it's starting to definitely come into the forefront in many, many hospitals, including Danbury Hospital. But I knew that nutrition, I knew that chiropractic, massage therapy, different healing modalities, that I was going to need more than what was going to be suggested to me. And the only things that were suggested to me were pain medication, which I refused to take, and physical therapy. Now, physical therapy was extremely helpful, and it helped me to learn to walk again, and I'm very grateful for that. But I really needed so much more to heal myself, and over the past 15 years, I've investigated many, many different healing modalities to recover from such a major trauma. And it's also been my greatest joy to help other people with some of these techniques that I've learned and I've used on myself. And I was out of the hospital in 2.5 weeks, and I was walking in 6 weeks, and I was told that that was a miracle because my doctors didn't even know if I would ever walk again. In fact, right in the beginning, when I was first hurt, they were not convinced I would even survive. So just to share with you that, what's possible. And today, I live, I work, I don't have any pain whatsoever, and I want to share that journey with as many people as possible. And as soon as I was out of the hospital and I was walking and able to drive again, I was back to work at my regular job in 3.5 months. I was doing the physical therapy that was suggested to me, which was very helpful. But I also saw a nutritionist. I worked with a massage therapist. I worked with a chiropractor. I discovered Reiki, which is a form of energy healing, about a year after the accident, which was profoundly helpful. And I later became a Reiki master on my own and have used and taught people over the last 13 years on how to use that in their own healing process. I discovered that my connection to nature and my connection to spirit and my belief that spirituality is the foundation of healing is really what shamans and medicine people have believed for 50,000 years, as long as we've been on the planet, maybe longer. So I started studying with different medicine people from different traditions, and my own abilities have increased over the years through, all these different amazing experiences and trainings that I've had. And I'm just really happy that I can now share these gifts with other people, and I am so happy to be able to share my story with you. Thank you.